The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Morning Market Kickoff with your host, Tommy O'Brien. Now, Tommy O'Brien.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Tommy O'Brien, coming to you live from TFNN, 8:30 a.m. Wednesday morning, Christmas Eve, coming into the holiday weekend. We have a half day tomorrow, a full day of trading today, last full trading day before Christmas. Closed for Friday for the holiday, of course, and we get the markets in positive territory. That's after quite the fireworks last night from President Trump, throwing a little bit of a wrench in the potential stimulus deal, demanding $2,000 for checks for individuals, $4,000 for couples. There was only $600 in there prior. He also wanted a number of things pulled out that he did not agree with. That's after all the negotiations have taken place for months, and the market says, we're not that worried about things. There's the story last night at about 7 o'clock last night, p.m. Eastern time. We're trading at a price point of about 36.85 in the S&Ps. You trade down about 30 points. But guess what, folks? We're actually right where we were, almost to the point in the S&P when that news broke. Pretty remarkable. No reaction whatsoever to the president making demands to the stimulus deal that this market was hanging on for so long. We get the NASDAQ up about 2 points right now, 12,712. Dow up 49 points, 29,961. The Russell up 6 points right now at 1991. Gold, negative $1 at 18.68. We got crude off 2 pennies. You see the slide in crude last night. Trades to 46.16. We trade up $1 from those lows. Currently trading at $47 in the price of crude. We jumped to Bitcoin, up $360. There's a little volatility, even in the last couple hours for Bitcoin. Just made it above 24,000, back under that level right now. You got silver, pretty tame action, off about 5 pennies at 25.47. And notes and bonds, flat action. We get the 10-year exactly flat at 137.31. We get the 30-year right now minus 3 ticks at 172.30. And we'll pull up the VIX this morning as this market just continues to go upward. Pretty remarkable, folks. If you had said to me last night at 7 o'clock last night when the tweet went out with a 4-minute video from the president, okay, not a one-off comment, a 4-minute video produced, uploaded to Twitter, also uploaded right as the story was breaking that he was issuing more pardons to members of Congress that supported him in 2016, members of his team that got caught in trouble as part of the Mueller investigation. Maybe that's a deflection. Maybe the market's saying that won't impede a stimulus bill. And if anything, maybe Trump's going to stronghand some of the Republicans out there. Mitch McConnell, probably not an enjoyable evening for him last night, seeing that tweet hit the press. Nonetheless, the market's positive, and we'll see how this thing develops in the next couple of days, because it's not just stimulus. What you got to keep in mind is this bill had government spending to keep the government open. So you throw in all sorts of wrenches here when that's what's at stake. All right, what else we got going on, jumping around? So, of course, the headline, that's going to be the deal in terms of whether the late demand for bigger checks. And, folks, here's the thing that I don't understand, right? Okay, you agree with it or not? I agree with it. But what happened to leading from ahead? Okay, Trump pulls out of the negotiations. He comes in at the last second. I knew it was going to be $600 a week ago. All right? Everybody did. The president did. And he sat there silently while both houses passed it. And now he's put it in jeopardy, and he's made a last-second demand. You could call it strategic, okay? He's the president, though. He's not supposed to sit silently, let everybody make a deal, okay? Both houses vote on it. It's exceptionally needed, and then he comes in at the last second. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But the market doesn't buy it, folks. Market doesn't think that market's basically calling BS, calling the bluff, and we'll see what happens. It's up 6 points. I don't know how you're going to get that. Maybe you have Democrats and Trump and some Republicans. I don't know how that whole congregation gets together in terms of a bipartisan deal on a $2,000 stimulus check, but we're about to find out, folks. And the market, man, I can't wait for this market open at 9:30 to see if these levels are real and when we get some real action at 9:30 on the opening bell. All right, what else we got going on? Nice story out here with Pfizer. They're going to supply the U.S. with 100 million more vaccine doses. Folks, I always say it, vaccine, very fortunate. This thing looks to be completely what we needed in terms of 94% efficacy, right? You talk about Pfizer, you're talking about Moderna. Next step is we got to take the vaccine. I'm probably going to be in the general public, as you would expect. I'm a healthy 40-year-old male, but I plan on getting it, folks, right on day one to get over this. This thing's not going to disappear on its own. The vaccine is safe. You're going to hear all sorts of garbage on Facebook and social media. Nonetheless, hopefully we get over this thing in the next 3 or 6 months. But the agreement brings the total number of doses delivered to the U.S. to 200 million. Now, you got to take 2 doses, so you cut that in half, I believe is what they're talking about there. Nonetheless, strong numbers, and we got to keep going. Yeah, so in July, they agreed, the U.S. government, to pay about $2 billion for the initial $100 million, with an option to buy $500 million more. The U.S. will pay $1.95 billion, the exact same number, for another 100 million doses. You got Pfizer up a bit this morning. U.S. also signed an agreement with Merck to supply doses of an experimental COVID drug that the company gained in its recent purchase of a company. And they got a deal going there. Nonetheless, you're going to see Pfizer. Look at this market. We're up 10 points now, folks. We're going to trade higher. Pfizer up a bit this morning from 36.74. You're trading at about 37 right now for Pfizer shares. All right, what else we got going on? Checking into some of the stocks, and here we go. All right, so we get a lot of fundamental news here. We'll start it off with weekly jobless claims. Nice number here, and that's why you're seeing the market tick up. 803,000. I say a nice number. Context is everything, folks. In any other year, that would be a record. That'd be a record for the highest weekly jobless claim total, initial weekly jobless claim total ever. But we're in 2020, and we've been stuck over 800,000 since March, which is pretty mind-blowing. But we're getting a lot of data this morning because the half day tomorrow and Friday. So weekly jobless claims comes in at about 803,000. Market was looking for 888,000. I mean, it could be worse, I guess, is how you spin a number like that, right, when it comes out. Okay, jumping around to some of the other stocks with action. We talked about the Pfizer deal. Formula One is in talks with Amazon to stream its Grand Prix auto races. Really interesting when you start looking at how the shape-up's going to be of sports of any kind going to these streaming platforms. We've talked about it a lot. Man, that's the one item, folks, that you actually can't watch when it's on replay. You can, but nobody TiVos the Patriots game, the Bucks game on Sunday. I shouldn't say nobody because I know you do. Most people in general, right? You don't TiVo, DVR, a live sporting event and watch it 3 days later because everybody already knows the outcome. Everybody knows everything. So these live events, you're really going to see, I think, these streaming platforms come in a big way. Fubo TV, they chalked their 5th straight double digit. How about this one? Talk about a rocket ship, right? Look at that stock. We were just trading at $26 on this chart. This is a 15-minute chart that goes back 5 days. We got a 26 print and we got a 63 print. We're pulling back a bit, giving back some of those gains, but only back to really where we're at yesterday. AstraZeneca said its COVID-19 vaccine should be effective against the new strain, according to the spokesman. That's what all the professionals seem to be saying. It's repetitive, the headlines. Discovery, they're going to raise their stake in OWN. So I was reading about this last night. Its joint venture with Oprah Winfrey to 95%. That's not really a joint venture. Discovery basically is going to own the Oprah Winfrey Network. Winfrey was paid more than $35 million to reduce her stake to $5 million. We'll go over some of the other stocks, folks. We'll take a look at some of the FANG stocks. We'll be right back in 3 minutes. Stay tuned.
Hi, folks. This is Tom O'Brien. Are you looking to buy or sell gold, silver, platinum, coins, or bullion? We can help. At Tiger Precious Metals and Stones, we specialize in the buying and selling of gold, silver, as well as collectible U.S. and foreign coins. We not only buy your unwanted or broken jewelry, but you can trade that in for gold and silver coins, too. Call Andy now at 727-329-8245 for a quote over the phone and to lock in the current market price. Call us now at 727-329-8245.
TFNN has launched our brand new website. You can still visit us at the same TFNN.com URL, but when you do, you'll see a new and improved homepage with a much simpler navigation, whether you're watching Tiger TV live in high definition or just accessing your newsletter subscriptions. We even have new pricing in 6 months and yearly options. Check out the new TFNN.com now and experience all the upgrades. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Hi, folks. This is Tom O'Brien. The printing presses are working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The U.S. deficit has risen 200% in 1 year with no end in sight. The markets are looking for an additional stimulus bill to get us through this once-in-a-generation pandemic. There is no free lunch, folks. The more stimulus dollars put into the marketplace, the less your dollar is worth each and every day. This is the time to protect yourself with a portion of your portfolio in the metal market. The Gold Report comes out each Monday morning. I bisect and dissect the dollar, silver, gold, the XAU, and the HUI. The Gold Report is a long-term hedge against the dilution of your buying power. The U.S. has put more than $6 trillion into the marketplace in the last 6 months, with more expected in the next few months. The market did and does need the stimulus, but it will have long-term implications on our buying power. The Gold Report comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Go to TFNN.com and order the Gold Report now. Protect your buying power. Order the Gold Report now.
Are China A shares hot or not? If you trade China A shares, now may be time to take a closer look. Trade CHAU or CHAD, Directions Daily CSI 300 China A Share Bull and Bear ETFs. China A shares in either direction. Visit directioninvestments.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back, folks. I got a chart of the 10-year up here right now. Flat on the session, 137.31. This could be the most remarkable one in terms of just no movement whatsoever on the president's tweet last night. You were trading at just about 138. You ticked up 3 ticks on that 10-year. We're trading at 137.31. Right now, we're looking at a yield right now. I'm pulling it up of about 0.92%. Kind of where we've been stuck. You take a look at the daily, and we're just kind of chopping around on this lower echelon near this consolidation area with the low end of about 137.09. We're trading right now 137.31 on that 10-year. I bring up the rates because we get some mortgage news. Home buyer demand for mortgages eases to end record-breaking 2020. Talk about some low rates, right? We just pulled it up. We get the 10-year. As it's even risen, but we're still at 0.9% about. Mortgage applications to purchase a home fell 5% for the week, but 26% higher than the same week 1 year ago. Low rates continue to fuel refinance volume, which rose 4% for the week and was 124% higher than a year ago. It's remarkable that you can continue to have refinance volume ticking up on a weekly basis at a time when rates have been low forever. I mean, if you're thinking about refinancing, folks, get out there and get it done. There's the very real possibility that, the rates go back down to 0.7% maybe on the 10-year, 0.6, 0.5, right? Anything's possible. But there's also the very real possibility, I was going to say threat, it's not really a threat, possibility that the rate goes up to 1.5%. Very real. I mean, we'll see what happens. What's going to happen? We all going to get $2,000. We're going to get $1 trillion in stimulus. And you think rates are going to go down to 0.5% as the economy opens back up? Something to consider if you're going to refinance. But nonetheless, it continues. Those mortgage brokers, they're doing a good job of getting those refinances out even on a weekly basis as rates just continue to stay under 1%. All right, what else we got going on? Jumping through some of the stocks with action this morning. We talked about a lot of them, really. Cloudera, they struck an agreement for $500 million term loan. CLDR is their symbol. I mean, we're coming into Christmas, folks. It's Christmas Eve. You see the run it had yesterday, that stock. And we're sitting higher today as well to 1580 to 1525. Getting into some of the numbers a little bit more for this weekly jobless claims number, because this is really the big number coming out today. We get this economic news that we usually get tomorrow. but we get it today. The headline number was just above 800,000, 803. They were looking for 880. Initial claims for the previous week were revised higher by 7,000 to 892. Continuing claims fell to a seasonally adjusted 5.3 million from 5.5 million a week earlier. In all, here's the key, folks, 20.4 million Americans receiving some kind of unemployment benefits through December 5th. Because what happens is you got people on unemployment, they're falling off the rolls because they've expired their benefits in terms of they've been on there so long that they can no longer take unemployment. So continuing claims is decreasing as these workers are then shifting to federal programs passed in the last stimulus and probably in this one, hopefully, that we get done. And you add them all together and you're more than 20 million people. Quite a number in a big way, folks, that comes out. Just looking at what else they got in there. Yeah, so we'll see as they break that down. Let's jump around to some of the FANG stocks. You're going to see some calm action leading into this market open. I mean, that's an encouraging number, 800,000, when you see it ticking down, even though the virus numbers are ticking up. We got the S&Ps up about 10 points right now at 36.87. We were high this morning about 5 a.m., about 36.90. We'll jump around to Microsoft shares, up a bit this morning. We'll call it flat, 23.90. And Apple, talk about the story, right? Quite the week yesterday. I mean, these moves, folks, if you heard me talk about it, Apple's got 17 billion shares outstanding, with a B, billion. It traded from 124 to 134. It actually traded $11, right? Check that out. For simple math, though, it traded about $10 from early Monday morning to early Tuesday morning. That's a market capitalization add for Apple to the tune of $170 billion when you trade up $10. Well, from yesterday at 10 in the morning until 11:30, you traded down about $5, which is the same as losing $85 billion in market capitalization in the span of about an hour and a half. I mean, Apple's just such a giant company, folks. Not many people realize the type of market capitalization swings that are occurring in this stock when you get those types of moves. Just interesting, remarkable, if anything. Tesla shares continuing to give it back a little bit after this high. I mean, remarkable, right? What's the high print for Tesla? What's the high print? The high print for Tesla is the moment after the market closed on December 18th when they were going to be added to the S&P 500. If that's not timing for you, right? How about that? I mean, if you said, listen, what I'm going to do is I'm going to short Tesla the moment trading closes, the day that they are added to the S&P 500, because all the demand's in. Once they're added, the S&P's bought, the fanboys have bought, it reaches $695. We're down about $60 from that price level. Nothing too dramatic, because again, you want some context. We'll just put it back going 10 days on a 30-minute. And we're just back to basically less than 1 week ago, folks. You take Friday out of the mix, you take what we've done since. We were trading at 636 in the middle of action 6 days ago on Thursday, December 17th. So Tesla holding up relatively well in a big way. NEO, they've had some volatility to the upside from 38 to 49. Pretty interesting in light of Apple maybe coming into their sector in a big way. Jumping over to the chips, you got AMD pulling back from the highs we had this last week. I'm going to put it back on a 15-minute. 97.92, we're back to about 92.84. Intel shares, quite the pullback for them, too. It just keeps pounding on. As some of these companies, you got Amazon, you got Apple. I mean, it just makes sense. When you get a company worth $2.2 trillion, maybe they can make their own chips. Maybe they don't have to be subject to some of these chip makers in such an integral part of their business, which is why you're seeing them solidify the control there. Intel trades from 52 down to 45. We're trading at 46. We saw this with Amazon. I mean, rightfully so. Amazon, they saw the writing on the wall. And you know, Bezos gets a lot of grief for some of the things he does, but he realized he was too big and relying on certain companies for basically the whole nature of their business, which was delivery. So what did they do? They created an entire delivery company themselves through basically contracted vans. We see them all out, right? They loaned individuals, small businesses money to buy a van, start their own delivery business. Long story short, folks, I ordered Target gift cards, okay, physical gift cards that were supposed to get delivered. Those Target gift cards were shipped U.S. Postal Service. They were ordered December 9th. I believe they're shipped December 14th. And they have yet to, one arrived, one has not. and the website for the U.S. Postal Service says both of them are untrackable right now. U.S. Postal Service is a mess, folks. It's an absolute mess. It's a bummer. A lot of people not going to get their Christmas presents if they're going through the U.S. Postal Service, and you can see. So what does Bezos do? He creates his own shipping empire. I mean, we've seen stories from FedEx and UPS this year. I think it was it UPS that had to tell 5 different retailers that they weren't even going to be picking up packages anymore. From, I think it was Macy's, Kohl's, maybe. They just had too many packages. Anyway, Amazon, they really created their own delivery service there, and you see how it shines. And you're just seeing, to bring it back, some of the chip companies. You know, Apple's not going to be subject to some of these chip companies because there's too much risk there in a big way. All right, folks, come on back. We get the markets. They're creeping higher. The S&Ps are going to open up 12 points right now. Remarkable action overnight in light of the president's tweet at 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern time. We'll see what happens at 9:30. Stay tuned, folks. We'll be right back to finish up the show.
Back in the day, I joined Hotel California in 2006, and like many of you, was drawn in by, as well as...
Whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows.
You see, I believe that everything in life happens for us, not to us. And Tom ignited the fire within me to want to learn how to master the markets. So how did I go from knowing nothing about technical analysis to becoming the #1 market timer for the S&P 500 in 2018 and the #2 market timer in 2019? Simply put, I hired coaches with a proven track record, which led me to a whole new set of tools that I created to interpret the message of buyers and sellers. I would love the opportunity to teach you this award-winning set of tools and to help you improve your market timing. You can test drive my newsletter service, Mastering Probabilities, for the next 30 days with no risk to you. Plus, you'll gain access to archive workshops that'll take you step-by-step through my system. Sign up today by going to the homepage of TFNN.com and selecting Mastering Probability in the newsletter tab.
If you haven't checked out the newsletters page of TFNN.com, what are you waiting for? All of the TFNN newsletters are informative, up-to-date, affordable, and a must-have for every trader looking to gain a competitive informational edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets to offer you the very latest in market news. Plus, new subscribers get to test drive our newsletters risk-free for 30 days. From all aspects of the markets, including stocks, bonds, metals, commodities, and tech, there's a newsletter to fit your needs exclusively from TFNN. Stay informed each day you trade and get that competitive edge that will help you stay ahead of the game. Visit our newsletters page by going to TFNN.com and click the newsletters button near the top of the page. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Introducing Primal Edge.
Today, it's even more important to take a supplement that complements your health. Primal Edge is specifically formulated to boost your immune system and help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Our early ancestors found all their nutritional requirements in the wild environment. But today, our food sources don't contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients that we need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, soil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated humic and fulvic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They've been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, without them, life cannot exist.
That's right, Ellen. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge. Just $89 exclusively at TFNN.com.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back, folks. We got the S&Ps positive by 12. We got the NASDAQ positive by 18, Dow positive by 81, and the Russell positive by 10, folks. Positive green across the board as we await the market open in 35 minutes. And, folks, you got a treat. Our man Basil Chapman, he's going to be filling in for Larry. He's coming up next live at 9 o'clock. He's also going to be doing his program at noon Eastern time. Double duty for Mr. Basil Chapman. And, folks, if you head on over to the front page of TFNN right now, you will see Basil Chapman man, I know Basil was talking to Tom about this when they were discussing his newsletter on his program, and you're talking about, folks, I think it's approaching 15, 16, 18 years ago that Basil started the letter. It's been more than a decade since he's going up in prices. Right now, you can sign up for Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call. Get in there and sign up. You'll be able to check it out while he does Larry's program coming up at 9 o'clock. Right now, you can lock in these rates, folks, and you lock them in for the life of your subscription. Okay? They stay with you. We never raise anybody's rates that they're grandfathered in across the board at TFNN. So you lock in these rates, they're going up on January 1st of 2021. I got to calibrate my brain. 2021. Right now, you can sign up for a month for $128, 6 months for $595, a year for $995. All of them come with a 30-day money-back guarantee. I encourage you, if you're thinking about signing up, check out the 6 month or the year, because these prices are going up as well, and still comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you don't like it, cancel. You get your refund. If you do like it, you lock in that rate for the entirety of your subscription going forward. Basil's got a great service, folks. Puts out updates every single morning, usually on Saturday and Sunday. I've actually been working with Basil. He's going to start introducing videos for his subscribers out there. He's got so much information to share, folks. Texting, typing, and charts just don't do it. Basil needs video. He needs to be out there. So he's going to start putting out videos for his subscribers as part of the opening call. So check it out on the front page of TFNN.com, folks. Those prices going up on January 1st. And check out the Taz profile scanner as well. We're going to be talking to our man Steve Dahl coming up during the 10 o'clock hour. Stay tuned, folks. S&P's up by 12. Stimulus hanging in the balance. Should be an interesting Wednesday in the markets. Basil's coming up next.